Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
I know, as I told my brother, that seems legit, man.
The show is about to begin.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Welcome back, and the holy bar of the Titty and Shiner Show is now open. We do not serve water, we serve whiskey and beer. Welcome back to the Titty and Shiner Show, episode 76. God, I can't believe we've done 76 episodes. My name is Big Titty. We are missing Donnie for the night. We are recording early as I have to be out of town on business tomorrow. So we're stacking this one a little bit early. You're still going to hear it at the same time, so don't worry. But we are Donnie-less tonight. How are you, Shiner?
I'm doing good, buddy, man. I'm hanging in there, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to say this. I'm doing better today than I have been doing today.
How many days is this for you now?
Let's see. It was 28 days on Saturday. We're at 31 days right now.
31 days. So you're officially a month in this.
Yeah, the only people I know farther into this myself, they started week 5.
Yeah. 6.
Well, I started
7.
I started week number 5.
Wow.
So the beginning of week 5 for me. So maybe me and the people in California are on the same time.
All I know is the economy is not going to hold itself together too terribly much longer if this stays up and going. I don't know, Shiner. I don't know.
You think if we go very much longer, like we'd see days like
I think if we get into June with this, we may not see 1932-ish depression era, but we'll see some definite depression for sure.
I don't think Trump's going to let it go to June. I think in May, at some point in May, if not the beginning, he's going to open everything back up.
Yeah, but at what point do people stop listening to the president and start listening to the scholars?
Well, that's the other thing. I've heard that there's some governors that have been like, well, I don't care if he opens.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm keeping it shut down.
Yeah, you know, the states have control over themselves. He doesn't have the right to shut a state down.
So that could get interesting. Of course, I don't think our governor would do that.
No. Our governor, he's a brand new governor, so he's in everybody else's pocket.
I wonder, do you know if Arkansas ever put anything in place? Last I heard, Arkansas didn't have a state yet.
I don't know, and guess what? They probably don't, and they'll probably be just freaking fine. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, my brother had a good point today. I mean, he kind of was going to a little bit of extremes, but he was like, "What's closed besides restaurants and barbers?" Well, I mean, I get it. There's more. I mean, there's gyms and tattoo shops, but I mean, pretty much there's a lot of stuff still open that's considered essential under this very gray blanket that we classify things on.
Yeah, but it's, you know, you're still looking at a high percentage of jobs.
Oh, yeah,
restaurant
sure.
jobs are good. You know, you take a 1,200 square foot restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you have probably 10 different employees that work that day.
Just that day, yeah.
Just that day. So I don't know, man.
It's getting a little sketchy.
I do know this. It's a little bit easier for me now in my house. I've kind of gotten used to being in my house. So I've kind of grabbed hold a little bit of being okay with being in my house. My biggest thing right now, work-wise, is just making sure that I leave the TV off.
Yeah, it'll suck you in.
Because I'll usually keep it on Fox News and I'll work. But if there's something that comes up, bam, I'm out of my seat and on the way into the living room to listen to what's going on the TV, and it's pulling me away from work. So,
well, see, I got a bad deal going because actually in the house I have a TV. So between that and the bedroom and the living room, like I got stuff going all the time. And if it happens to be Fox News, then yeah, I'm not going to get very much done that day.
Nope. And I get that. And I guess that's okay. It may just be okay to not perform 100% for that day. You know, I mean, you can't, the day's already gone. You can't bring it back.
That'd be some interesting statistics on, like, to find out, I don't know how accurate they, but to find out what this has done to productivity. Like, we have all these employees working from home. And I'm guessing if you don't work from home as a norm, there is that weird time when you start first doing it where you kind of feel like you got nobody to answer to. You don't have anybody looking over your shoulder. So you tend to F off a little, you know?
Well, but I have two phones here, And I'm not saying that they ring off the hook, but they each ring probably, I probably get 12 to 15 business calls a day coming into me. And then,
That's going to steer you back in the right direction.
emails, some of the other stuff I do, I design laundromats. So I'm all the time working on graph paper and trying to maximize the biggest bang for the buck, in a given square footage. So that's currently what I'm working on.
I did pretty good yesterday. I got some things done that needed to be done. And then I got some things done that I kind of had like this creative streak. I better milk this for all. So I got some stuff done with that. I sent you that picture that I shot of the infamous Titty and cocktail or whiskey glass. I set that up, but it's somebody. I kind of put a behind the scenes picture up on the Instagram store. I was starting that process, and it became apparent in a conversation I was having with somebody. People think you just kind of throw this stuff together, push the button, shoot a picture, and you're done. And that one picture, 2.5 up and stage it, you shoot it, then you edit the picture. You got like 2.5 hours into it.
Yeah, you could spend 45 minutes in Lightbox.
Oh, in Lightroom?
Yeah, Lightroom,
yeah. Easy. So yeah, I was pretty productive. Yeah, today has been a day of documentary film. So I actually watched a really cool one about the '92 LA riots. I forgot how bad they tore up.
Oh, Rodney King, man.
I remember they burnt LA, but when they started playing that footage, I forgot just how bad they tore that up.
Think about the psychiatry of all this, right? So white man gets away with it again. So we're going to go through the neighborhood and loot our stuff and burn our stuff.
Well, and then apparently, I guess, after that was all done and they rebuilt that, since it had all been burned and tore up, rent went through the roof on those properties, and they couldn't afford to put their businesses back. So it changed the dynamic of that area of town. And I also forgot about how when they burned all the black businesses up, they started attacking the Korean business, and how eventually the Koreans armed themselves and just started shooting everybody. I was watching that, and I was like, man, that was a super pivotal point in American history.
So let me get this right. The Koreans, they were shooting everybody else?
Koreans were shooting anybody that they thought was going to do any kind of damage or harm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. They reached out to the city of L.A., and somebody at the city of L.A. told them, like, hey, you have to arm yourself and protect yourself and or your business. And that's all they needed to hear.
Well, I definitely get certainly the reasons why. I do the same thing.
Oh, dude, there was one clip. There was a whole family of Koreans, and all the men had the good old Beretta 92F in their hand. And, man, they were just walking around the parking lot and you could tell they had never owned a gun before because there wasn't any aiming going on. And they were just popping cap after cap. It was crazy.
If I ever get a new gun, I want the FN5.
Oh, that's sexy.
To shoot a rifle shell, a rifle cartridge through a handgun.
Whoever decided to do that, to design it and make it happen, high five, sir.
Definite, super loud clickage, high five. Maximum clickage on that.
How can we make a handgun cooler? Well, we can make it shoot a rifle round.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Sure, why not?
I bet we could.
Why not? It's the caliber of it is just slightly bigger than our AR-15 platform.
Mm-hmm.
Just slightly bigger.
Which sounds funny. You're talking about a bigger round coming out of a handgun.
Yeah, but both of them. The round coming out for the 5.7 is like 23 caliber.
What's retails?
Oh crap!
Yeah, will a stimulus check buy one?
Stimulus check will not buy one. No.
Oh my god!
A stimulus check, you're gonna be hard pressed to get the ammo.
Oh Lord!
Because the ammo, yeah, the everybody's getting $1,200 for this stimulus check
package. Yeah,
these are $1,400, and that's with no ammunition. That's why bring back the gun shows. Somebody's got one out there that they need money, and they table's passed. that table pass, if I look at it and be like, how much you want for it? Man, I'd like to get $600 for it. Here's $500.
Cha-ching.
Kaboom. Now I got one.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, if the Koreans would have had those back, they would have. Dude, I didn't realize the Koreans killed so many people. They had some clips, and there was just bodies laying around. Like, man, they weren't joking around.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, why do you think Jimmy Choo is so famous?
Tell me.
No, I have no idea about this. I'm just wondering if you knew.
I
why
bet
he's
none
so
of those
famous.
fools thought they were going to lose their life over freaking dry cleaning business. I mean,
Well, and then you fast forward 20 years later, and then here come the Laos and Cambodia and Vietnamese people opening up nail shops everywhere.
well, the other thing the Koreans had, they were big players in the game. I guess they owned the game, was the liquor store. So they were going after the liquor store. But I saw footage where they had those big giant laundry carts they have in dry cleaners. They
Yeah.
bust into one of those and they just steal all the clothes and load them in those laundry carts and wheel them off. I'm like, what kind of sense does that make?
I mean, they're Koreans. I don't know.
Yeah, but those dry cleaners were full of polyester pants.
Yeah,
I mean,
is it the kimchi? Could it be the kimchi?
it may be.
I hope not. Because I've had a short rib taco with kimchi on it, and and that was as if God
Made me something to eat.
took his favorite flavors from his taste bud and stuck them in my mouth for that particular bite.
Joe Biden, you know how to do tacos, son.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, those were good. Well, I mean, that documentary was cool because there wasn't a narrative. Like, it was just clip after clip from news and other stuff that people had videoed, and they just put it all together. There was no narration in it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was done really well. And, of course, you saw the Rodney King incident. I forgot how brutal the original.
Well, that poor, I don't know, is a dump truck driver?
That's Reginald Denny.
Yeah.
That was so brutal, man. I mean, I had got through all these years, how savage that was.
Oh, yeah. If you want to know what it feels like to be stoned to death.
Oh, man. He took that brick right to the dome, and then they spray painted him. And God dang, man. That was just mob mentality, too. I mean, that was the biggest example of mob mentality hopefully, that we ever see.
Well, here's the thing. If that guy happened to be carrying that day,
If any of those people had.
if he would have been carrying, I don't think it would have mattered that much. If you have 13 shots, and let's say you're a really good shot, so you're going to hit half of what you aim at. So you've hit 6 people in 13 shots, and now
that's if you can get all 13 of them off before they hit you in the head with a brick.
Exactly. Now they're pissed.
Yeah.
Now it's not going to be I'm going to beat him up because he's a white man. Now it's I'm going to kill him because he tried to kill me.
I mean, mob mentality is when it actually takes place, so dangerous. And I was thinking when I was watching that, I think when I worked at the sheriff's office, I only saw that actually take place one time, and it was during a riot in a jail facility on Thanksgiving. And it was, looking back after it was over and we started thinking about it, it was actually pretty bizarre to think about how one person and their actions and words could eventually bleed over to 100 other people and cause all that mayhem.
Well, you know what makes me wonder? You watch the movies and all that mess. You see Don Corleone's got his restaurants that he likes to go to and do business at, and all your main mob characters usually have a restaurant that they're funneling money through.
Yeah, oh yeah,
exactly. You got to turn dirty money clean. So I wonder if Tulsa. Here's my point. I wonder if Tulsa's got any of those restaurants, and I wonder if any of them are still active as far as being kind of like a little home base for.
Well, I think the mob is not what it was because the newer generation of mobsters came up, and when they started getting jammed up in federal indictments and stuff, they started telling on each other. So I think the mob, as like the movies portray it, and as like we think about it, I don't think that really exists like it used.